The Big Olof here with you again, going to do an overview of packing and checking a gun on a plane for a trip. I recently got back from the NRA convention in Houston, Texas, and thought I can't go down there without carrying, so did the legwork and checked and carried my handgun when I was down there. I think initially it's kind of daunting, and for some reason I was really worried about checking a gun, but it's a lot easier than you would think. You just gotta do your research, do the legwork, and I'm gonna try to point you in the right direction for that. So first thing is first, if you're going to be bringing a weapon to another state, making sure that they honor your concealed carry permit or the laws allow you to do so. So there's a great website, it's usacarry.com. It shows whether your permits and paperwork are honored in different states. Houston, Texas, Texas being Texas and being pretty awesome, honors just about everybody's permits, so I was good there. The next thing I did is got online with and looked up TSA's requirements, and they got a couple specific requirements that you need to make sure that you follow. First, the case that the gun is put in. This is a case from Kimber, and it's just a regular plastic case, and when you lock it, you can't pry it open. And in order to accomplish that, you do need to have two different locks, and then this case will fit the bill. Now, there's cases like a Glock case, you know, they don't have a latch or a lock, so you can't really put a lock around this, and even if you do, you may be able to pry open a corner, which is a no-go. The next thing, which is really important, is that the gun is packed unloaded. So that's a big thing that they're concerned about, that the gun is unloaded. The ammunition is packed in either the original packaging or a case designated for the ammunition. You can put the ammunition in the same case as the gun. And also, I didn't travel like this, but I understand that you can have the ammunition in the magazines as long as the magazine is not seated in the gun. I checked my bag with this gun locked to the open position. That way when they do send it through the x-ray, they can see that it's open. Now, the process that I went through, I would add maybe 10 to 15 minutes is all extra on either end in checking your bag. I left Seattle, SeaTac Airport, and once I got to the counter, I told the person that I was checking the bag with that I have an unloaded firearm that I'd like to check in this bag. And they, no problems. Obviously, you don't want to go up there and say, hey, I have a gun in my bag, or I have a gun. Don't say anything like that. Just say, hey, I have an unloaded firearm that I'd like to check. At that point, the lady got a runner for me, and I went over and actually checked with a TSA employee in a little booth, and they opened my suitcase. They removed this case, verified that it was in fact locked, which it was, and then they swabbed the outside. I'm guessing to make sure that it's not full of any bombs or anything. At that point, they had me zip up my case, and away I went. They also, at that point, had me sign a firearms card here, just saying that I did declare the firearm. On here it says that I understand it's got to be unloaded. I'm completing this, and I give permission that if they want to look at the bag, they can. All ammunition that I'm carrying is in an approved case, and that if this is a loaded gun and there is something that goes wrong, I'm responsible for it, which is no different than whether it's on your person or, you know, in your house or what have you. So they had me fill that out. They threw it on top of this case and zipped my bag up, and away I went. Pretty easy. And that's coming out of Washington State. Now, leaving Houston, it was even more just slick. Got to the front counter at United Airlines, said the same thing. I'm, you know, checking an unloaded firearm, and they handed me this card, filled it out with my flight number and everything on it, had me sign it, and then the actual lady with United asked me to open and verify it was unloaded in this case. At which time I unloaded, or I unlocked it. She quickly glanced at, I mean, I opened the case just like this, like just boom. Shut it, relocked it. She threw this card on top. I put it back in my suitcase, and on the conveyor it went on its way. So very easy. In all honesty, I was getting mentally prepared. I arrived very early. I was getting mentally prepared for them to absolutely give me the rigmarole on where I'm going, what I'm doing, why am I bringing a firearm, and none of the sort happened. It was very straightforward. They gave me my paperwork. It was slick as a pin, a lot easier. Like I said, it's key though that you do the research. The big things, a locking case that you can't pry open, your ammunition and gun are unloaded, and obviously you can only bring so much ammunition. It's 8 pounds of ammunition can be checked, which is, in all reality, if you're bringing 8 pounds of ammunition somewhere, I would agree with what they're saying is maybe you should buy it there or what have you. But overall, very easy. If you have any questions or anything, definitely check out the TSA website. Check out the airline that you're flying on. This is for the United States too. If you're going out of the country, it's a whole different deal. But check the airline that you're flying with. If you have any questions or comments, shoot me a note here on YouTube. I'd be more than happy to get back to you on it. Again, I just think that it was something that I had built up in my mind to be a lot more of an issue than it was going to be. So that's a quick overview of checking a gun with your luggage going on a flight within the United States. That's the Big Olaf. Go ahead, like, subscribe. Hopefully this was informational for some of you guys out there, and keep on keeping on. All right. The Big Olaf, YouTube.com.